year he was just shocked, and he killed a monster buck at a spot that he set up because it was a spot he never would set up before because he was worried of getting winded.
Yeah, kind of an untouchable or unhuntable
Yeah.
spot previous to that. Wow.
Yeah, he basically, I'll kind of explain the situation.
Yes,
real
please.
quick. He had a little water hole. He owned his own property. He had a little water hole, and it was between two bedding areas. There was a bedding area about 50 yards on either side. So he always wanted to hunt the water hole because there wasn't a lot of other water in the area. The bedding areas didn't have water. There wasn't any water, he said, for like 3/8 of a mile. So that was a destination spot, every day because deer have to drink. And it had security cover around it. So it had all the things he needed, but he was just afraid if he set something up there, he didn't know which way the buck would come from, or bucks. He had 2 good bucks on his property last year. And he was always afraid if they came from the wrong bedding area, he'd get winded.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do that because he had other places that he thought he could possibly get a potential chance at them. So after the workshop, he went in and he prepped that location, bought the scent lock suit, head cover, started washing his backpack and stuff. And the first day he went in there, I think it was October 2nd, he saw 14 different deer, and they were lingering around, like drinking. They're there for a while. And he never got winded, which kind of blew his mind because he never had any scent control before. He always hunted the wind. And then about 2 weeks later, mid-October, it was supposed to rain the next day. So he knew if it rained, now there's going to be pools of water in the 2 bedding areas. So now that negates his water hole as a destination spot.
He's thinking,
oh yeah, this guy was a good hunter.
Yeah.
He killed some nice bucks. He came strictly for the scent control. That's all he came for.
okay.
And he got up in the tree and he sat there and he had several does and fawns come in and drink, and there was 4 subordinate bucks at the water hole while he's sitting there. They're all 1.5-year-old bucks. And he said almost at the same moment, all 4 of them turned their heads and looked at the bedding area, which was downwind of him. It was the one on his right.
Downwind.
The bedding area downwind, and that's a buck. One of the 2 big bucks was coming to the water hole from that bedding area, directly downwind of him.
Wow.
And he said, oh my God. He was just so scared because he'd been bow hunting probably 20 some years. And when you bow hunt a long time and somebody's going to tell you you can negate the wind, that you think they're full of BS.
Nuts, yeah.
And I thought the same thing. I hunted 35 years, 100% wind, and then 17 not. But anyway, that buck came in and he shot it at 14 yards.
Oh my.
And he was blown away. And he said all season long he never had a deer spook from winding him.
Wow.
He had deer downwind of him all the time. And he said the coup de grace was just prior to the rut. He had this one location that he wanted to hunt in the evening. And he could never hunt it in the evening because he had to walk through a weed field to get to it. And deer would always cross through that weed field, before dark and cross his scent and spook the does. And so he said, you know what? I'm going to try this. And these weeds were just a little over waist high. So he carried his bow up over his head, so he made sure his bow didn't touch anything. And he walked through the weeds. And that evening he didn't kill anything that evening, but he had 3 different mature does with fawns cross his route and never spooked. And he said, done. He was like, I can't believe it. That's it. He said, there is no way on God's green earth that ever would have happened before.
Absolutely.
He called me and he's got a testimonial on my website. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've got testimonials from the editor of Deer and Deer Hunting, from Mike Avery, from Tom Nelson, from the editor or the executive director of the Pope and Young Club, and from the owner of Scent Lock. So I've got some really nice industry testimonials on there too.
Yeah.
But I'll go get that.
Okay.
Pass.
All right.